All right, I'll just start right into it and welcome everybody to this webinar. Um, Basically, what we were talking about, me and AJ, was about mentorship and mentoring and things that kind of go around with mentoring. So, we really wanted to focus this aspect of this webinar to mentorship. Most people don't really understand that there's a lot of truth that can happen in mentorship. Not only the mentor, but the mentee actually gets a lot of information, and sometimes you ask those hard questions and things like that. What I'd like to do is actually not just talk about home inspections, but for business related topics all around the entire globe, basically. And so that's what mentoring is all about, is helping you get to that next level of where you want to be, or it gives you that boost in the butt that you just need to succeed. And I'm very thankful to have InterNACHI got my back and having us be able to mentor other home inspectors. At this point right now, I've mentored over 16 home inspectors. So I'm really excited that we get to just keep going. So the term mentor actually comes from, does anybody know where it actually comes from without Googling it? Put some stuff in the chat here. Most people don't. I had to look it up too, so don't feel bad. It, we can see what you're writing. So I got the chat up. So I'll actually be reading. So when I turn like that, that's where I'm reading the chat. Um, so you can see that I actually got a little sunburn. Um, so the word mentor actually originates from the Greek mythology in the Homer Odyssey. And the mentor was the friend of Odysseus, whom Odysseus entrusted and cared for his son. I actually read this and I totally forgot about it. And then the goddess Athena actually helped with that. So that's kind of where the whole mentoring aspect actually came from. But it wasn't till like, I believe the 40s when it really started taking shape, where there was a mentoring program for other businesses and things like that. Other words, it was more of like your farmers that would teach their kids on how to farm and how to do it correctly, and that was kind of the mentorship. But it was also learning experience as you grew up. But mentoring is somebody totally different than like your relatives and stuff, even though your relatives can be mentors. But the mentor actually helps you. It helps you, support you. Just like I said before, it gives you that kick in the butt that you sometimes just need to get your business started. Now, not all advice is going to be 100% when you have a mentor, but it's going to lead you into that right direction where you really want to go. That person is going to encourage you and going to keep you going on that um, stringent path that you really want to see yourself. And so I really encourage people to actually go find yourself a mentor. I even have myself a mentor over me. He's been in this business for over 20 years, a great friend of mine, and we actually help each other so much. So it's really awesome. The other thing is they also want to listen. And when they're listening, they're actually going to point you in the right direction when you need help instead of just pounding you with information. Okay. And the basic thing is they're going to lead you to success. And that's what mentorship should be all about. Um, what goes into having a business? Now, when you're looking at a business as a whole, there's a lot of things that you have to do. And one of the big aspects of owning a business is you have to understand, who are you doing it for? Are you doing it for yourself? Are you doing it for your family? Are you doing it for a lot of other people? So who are you doing your business for? If you are a home inspector and are you owning a business, or you're working for someone else, who are you doing that for? Are you just doing it for yourself? That's cool. If you're doing it for somebody else, that's cool. If you're doing it for your family, whatever it is, that's cool. Whatever it is, do it for that. How are you going to do it now? Are you going to do it to the best of your abilities? My dad used to tell me that if you're not doing things 100%, then you need to get out of the business. And I think that's a little rough, but at the same time, I understand where he's coming from, is that you really should put in 100% of what you're doing when you're doing, especially home inspections, because if you don't, somebody else is going to do it for you. And then you're going to be kicked out. I mean, not kicked out, but you're going to be left behind. So do it to the best of your abilities and find yourself a mentor to help you get to that level. So, what is your main objective is another good aspect of doing it when you're, I keep saying doing it. Sorry. Hopefully everybody's getting a good laugh out of this. Um, so, what is your main objective when it comes to your business? When you're doing the business, what do you want to be known for when you get back? I want to be known as the best inspector out there. I'm going to keep striving to become the best. I'm not going to cut those corners like a lot of other home inspectors do. That's my main objective. Why are you doing it? Why are you doing this job? So, again, like number one, it says, who are you doing it for? Now, why are you doing it? Do you really love this business or are you going to do something different? Or is this just a stepping stone to get somewhere else? Whatever it is, you have to decide what you want, and a good mentor will be able to push you into that right role of where you want to be. Like for me, I think I'm a great inspector. Some people might disagree, but I'm doing it because I want to be the best. And hopefully everybody else here wants to be their best too. I want to put my best foot forward at all costs. So know where you're going to go and know how and how you're going to get there. Okay. And a good person, good people behind your back. And I always say, have good people in your room. Make sure that you have good people behind you that are going to be pushing you up and not dragging you down. Okay. So know where you want to go. Okay. The roles of a business owner, especially when you first start out, you have a ton of stuff on your plate. You know, you got your administration, you got your financial taxes, tasks, you got your taxes on top of that. You got your marketing, your sales, your technical support, your IT support. You have to have operations, logistics, customer relationships. You can read the list here, and the list continues to go on and on. And pretty soon it feels like you have a lot of weight on your shoulders. And I totally get that. I've been there. A lot of home inspectors started there. And sometimes it is a lot to take on. And if you don't have somebody that's really going to go alongside you and walk these paths, you're going to end up being really frustrated. You're not going to like your job anymore. And pretty soon you're going to get sloppy. And then things kind of roll down. So what we want to do as mentors is we want to kind of help each other out. I have so many friends that are home inspectors out just in my little area. Somebody actually called me when I was actually talking with AJ here, and he needed a different home inspector. And first I said, "Oh, okay, I'll give you his number." And I said, "Oh, what are you looking for?" And so he explained what he was looking for, and I said, I'm a home inspector too. I and when someone calls me, I tell them right away, you should check out three, if not four other home inspectors. And that blows their mind. The reason why I say that is because I just told them I'm the best out there without them even knowing. So I don't recommend everybody do that, but I also know what I know. And then I go into my sales pitch on how I do things different and things like that. And so he got off the phone with me and now he's booking with me, which is cool. And it's been, what, half hour now since he called? And so it's one of those things where you have to really be confident in what you're doing, get those right mentors around you, and really lock arms with them. Okay. Uh, when you're doing your administration and financial task, I want you to really think about like your office manager. You're handling day-to-day operation, you're scheduling, your correspondence back and forth. You're going to have to do all this stuff. And without somebody helping, guiding you through that, you're going to be in trouble. And I can't stress it enough how much I love my wife. So I'm part of D&P Home Inspections. The D stands for Dirk, and Paulette's my wife. My wife does all the office stuff. She does all the book counting, and the bookkeeping, everything. And she does all um, the tasks that I don't like doing. And it works out great. Some of you will have spouses that love doing that stuff. Some of you might want to consider thinking about taking that extra role and pushing it onto someone else when you get there. Now, I know that when you first start up, it really is hard to get your mind around everything that has to happen. And when you're recruiting, you're trying to get all these, you know, pieces of the puzzle moved into the right areas, it can really, really stress you out. And that's why it's really good to have these mentors in place so that you have a good lock. And I'm going to keep saying this throughout this whole entire webinar that mentoring really can help you out. And it doesn't just help you out, it actually helps the person that's mentoring. So when you're doing social media manager, when you're doing that kind of stuff, I have a nice video out there that will show you how to actually post on Facebook, and it's all free. I don't charge for any of this. And it'll teach you how to do it on the dates so that you can actually have your whole week set up without maximizing productivity without minimizing your time. So you can set it up in advance and then it'll just automatically run. Your marketing strategies, you have to really get into how you're going to market and what works good for you in that area. So I came from Minnesota. What happens in Minnesota is different than what it does down here in Florida. When I was doing my marketing here, I went door to door knocking on doors, but it was after 2020. So the knocking on doors and going to all these offices and stuff wasn't getting me the results that I needed. So I pushed back on social media to actually get me the inspections I want. Now I'm booked out almost 2 weeks in advance. But granted, I only do one inspection per day. And that was another call that I had to make deciding on how I'm going to do things. And without my mentor, I probably wouldn't have figured this out. Just letting you know. Okay, when you're in the business, sales marketing and being a sales rep for your company, you have to make sure that you're standing strong and looking proud and making sure you're the best. Okay, whenever I have a mentee come up on me, I tell them right away, you're the best. Don't let anybody tell you that you're not. Okay. And then if you want to get into SEOs, that's when you need some other people, unless you actually know how to optimize your search engine. Get on Google, get on all those posts and stuff. And a lot of mentors will be able to kind of teach you a little bit about that kind of stuff. And that's when we get into the technical support of IT. Okay. The IT management, what kind of software are you going to be using? What kind of hardware? What kind of troubleshooting ideas? I just started mentoring this one lady out, and she just started out, but she also has a lot of things in her brain because she was a engineer. So when you're working with those type of people, they always have the next step. Okay, what do I do next? What do I do next? What do I do next? And if I'm working with someone that's just coming up, they're going to be more like, I'm scared where I'm at, and you got to mentor them where they're at. So I lay out most of my tools right out on a table, and I go through every single thing. And then I go through the software that I use and say, this is what works for me. Okay. And it's okay if that doesn't work for you. A good mentor will be able to help you negotiate different wording and things like that so that you're sounding professional. So when you want a good website too, when you're starting out your business, it's really hard not to be out in the internet. I know some people that aren't, and they're still doing pretty decent, but they could do so much better. And so InterNACHI actually has a good web designer person that they use. I know like our software company does. There's a lot of people that do that. And it's okay. I like to build my own personally because I think it's kind of artistic, but that's just me. And then the cybersecurity, honestly, I have no idea on how to do that. And that's when I need to go to somebody else that actually knows that. So keep people in your room that are going to help mentor you to the success that you're going to be. So when you're dealing with customer relationships, you're that customer service representative addressing your customers' concerns and feedbacks. A lot of times you're going to have some negative stuff come at you, And you want to not answer right away. You want to go to someone that's been through this and then have them explain it to you so that you can explain it better. I'm mentoring this one person up in Jacksonville, and they had some issues with their decking. And so I explained it to her. Okay, this is how your brackets should be, or your joist hangers, and they are not correct. This is how they should be. And so she was able to get the client the right information, and she wouldn't have been able to do that if she didn't have somebody that she could back up or what have you. The customer relationships, you want to build these long-term partnerships with other business, but you also want to build them between other businesses that are similar to yours. Believe it or not, the more people that you have around you, especially in your area of expertise, the better that you're going to be and the better they're going to be too. And it's kind of funny because a lot of people are like, I'm not going to give anybody my business. I want to take it all for myself. Well, if you think that way, just think if everybody thought that way, everybody's just going to hoard their money and they're never going to pass it back and forth. So the better thing is just kind of relax and help each other out. So mentor to other home inspectors is basically what this whole project is all about. Okay. Now, sometimes you're going to have some legal advice and these contracts. InterNACHI has a great contract that you can use for when you're starting up your business and you're actually having your agreements with your inspections. They have a great contract that you can use, and I believe it's totally free as long as you're a member from InterNACHI. Uh, Protecting yourself is really what we're all about. I really want to say all mentors really want to protect their mentees as much as they possibly can, and they want to push them to that success. Okay. And when you're doing a lot of things that are, touching other people's, personal space, you're going to end up rubbing shoulders with them. And it's just part of this business. And I've done so many like new home constructions that aren't compliance to what they should have been doing. Uh, and I rub shoulders with a lot of people, and I'm like, well, I'm sorry, but this is what this says. This is the regulations. This is what should happen. And sometimes, you have to rub shoulders with people, and eventually it kind of goes away. Um, so have your strategic planning, have your mentor coach guide you into all these little areas when you're in business. Make sure you have a good connection, a good solid connection with these people. And don't worry, there's a lot of mentors out there that really want to help teach you and get you to learn. By identifying tasks that don't require your direct involvement, you can prioritize hiring out, sourcing those experts, freeing up your time to focus on the core vision of your business. So that's basically things that you can do. So to become a mentor or a mentee, it's really simple. You go to www.nachi.org/mentoring, and it will, you can even search it right here. It'll pop up right underneath. Is my screen shared here? Oh, there it goes. All right, sorry. Then it'll pop up here. Sorry, my computer has been glitching today for some reason. Of course, because we're doing this webinar, and when you want it to work right, it isn't working right. Um, so it'll go to this screen right here. What you do is type in right here, find a mentor. Okay. The first one that pops up, find a mentor, type on that. And you're going to see this great video that Ben Gromiko did. And it talks about peer-to-peer learning experience, how to become a mentor. And if you're not a mentor, I recommend that you strive to be one. Even if you just started into this business and not like right away, but like within a year, you might want to consider having someone that's just starting up and helping them lift themselves up because it is a lot of fun, I have to admit. So when you find your mentor, you can go on this page here and you have to be a InterNACHI member to do this. Forgot where I'm doing here. Sorry, guys, I'm last place here. Um, Find an InterNACHI member is experienced educator that will help you through every difficult situation. And having someone like myself, I have done over 3,200 home inspections now. I've seen a lot of things and I'm still baffled by some things. And that's why I have a mentor myself, because sometimes there's things that I have never seen before. And I'm like, what the heck is this? So, anyways, log into the mentoring program and this will bring up your a list of people that are registered as a mentor. And a lot of them, CMI people, are, I will say, probably the best out there. If you are not a CMI, then you can still be a mentor, but it gives you that recognition that you have done over 1,000 home inspections, which means that you have exceeded in the last 3 years of uh, your business as a home inspector, that is. And so if you scroll down, you can type in the United States. You can see that InterNACHI is worldwide. So you can type in, if you're in Dominican Republic, you can type in there. There's one mentor there. Uh, Man, they must be booked. Anyways, or in Florida, we got 42, which I think is really low because we have over 10,000 home inspectors down here. And for me, it's really weird that there's not more people that really want to be a mentor. Um, I don't know. So if you click on my link, it shows that I've been in the field for the last 5 years. I've gone to 4 different home inspection standards of practice. I have went the extra mile, and if you actually scroll down, you can see all my certifications. If you didn't see them behind me, I really love this job, and I love to help other inspectors grow. And so, how I do my mentoring is a little bit, I can't say different, but I make it very personal. First off, I 99% of the time I have them come to my house. And I have so many things already laid out at my house. Like I have WDO problems, I have some electrical issues. And yes, they're safe, but they're not done to compliance of today's standard. And so what I do is go through the entire house. I know what's wrong with my house, and so I can go through and teach them on a laid back level. So if they have questions, I can answer them as we go through. And so as I do that, I also teach about what I offer on my website. And hopefully, if you want, you can go to my website, www.dphomeinspection, not plural, fl.com, and I have a lot of good information on a bunch of things that you can use even in your own state. And just click on valuable resources. And there's a lot of stuff on there. I want to help. And that's, a teacher's heart, I guess. So that's how I do my mentoring. And then I tell them, if you can find stuff that helps, thanks for putting that in there, AJ. Forget that we have chat. Um, the misconception is that when you give people your information, they're going to steal it from you. Well, can I tell you, I have done this many times. The old company that I used to work with, we used to mentor other people and would have them shadow us to see if they wanted to get into this business. And I have no problem with that whatsoever. The thing is, you do want to protect yourself a little bit and have them sign a contract or an agreement that if they get hurt, they're not going to come after you, things like that. But the misconception is that they're going to steal your stuff. No, they're not. No one's going to do it the way you do it. I guarantee it. I have taught, uh, man, many home inspectors, and I do things like I check for moisture around the windows, open and shut every window. I try to get every single electrical outlet. I try to open and shut every single door. I try to go through the entire house like there is no tomorrow. And you know something? Nobody does it the way I do it. And that's okay because that's what makes us different than any other home inspector. And I'm not saying that I'm better than everybody else, but I want to achieve that goal as being the best. And so the misconception is, okay, so I got this blog. If you guys want to use some of that blog in your material, go for it. I'm happy to help. It's fine. Just, kind of change it up a little bit so it doesn't sound like it's just coming from me. But go ahead and use it. It's a misconception that you're going to just die out if someone steals your stuff. It's not going to happen. I guarantee it. Um, So the potential risks, like I said before, make sure that you have a possible agreement form with them. And it's a simple thing that says that they're not going to come after you if something happens. It's that simple. Have them send you their insurance information. So if I have somebody shadow me and they're part of a home inspection company, I've had three or four of them, and I said, okay, just send me over your insurance, and they send me over their insurance. That way I know that they have insurance. So if something happens, they're part of a job, they're going to be covered. Okay. So I just make sure that I keep that in a little form. It's that simple to keep yourself protected because that is a potential risk that somebody might step on a nail or they might fall off a roof. We don't want to see any accidents happen. So protect yourself. That's why I like to bring people to my house first. I know that I can protect them if they fall off the roof. My homeowner's insurance will go up, but at least I know that there is that. So how much commitment is involved in being a mentor? This is something that a lot of other home inspectors ask me. And honestly, it depends on how much you want to put into it. If you want to put the time and effort into really building that person up, you're going to put a little bit more commitment in there. I talk to a couple of my mentors at least once a week, maybe two, three times a week with some, and others I only talk to them maybe once a month. It's all on how much they really need you too, because eventually what happens is as they grow as a home inspector, they're going to actually kind of fade away from you and kind of figure out things on their own. And then every once in a while, they'll call back, hey, have you ever seen this? And then, that whole entire commitment together actually works out really good. So we really want to have that commitment. We really want to push forth that effort, but it's all on teamwork. It's really, that's what it's about. I know that a lot of people get scared because they're like, oh, I got to put another thing on my plate. If so, yesterday, for instance, I did a commercial building and it was a lot of duplexes in there. I was not expecting this much, and the communication wasn't exactly the way it was. But I know the realtor, we're good friends, and I'm like, yeah, we'll do it anyway. So I called up my mentee that I've been mentoring, and I'm like, I have this opportunity. It will give you a good learning experience, and I can teach you and you can help me out at the same time. So that commitment that I just put forth actually just came back on me tenfold. So it was really awesome. They were able to shadow me and we were able to get the place done in record time instead of just me doing it. So those are the kind of commitments that, is it the more I put into it, okay, guess what? I just got that back yesterday and it was amazing. It is just a blessing to actually be able to help other people like that. So we want to be all in it to win it, not just for myself, but for everybody. So how strong the relationship really is about how much time you're going to put in, how much effort you're going to put in. Relationships are hard. If you're married, you know that relationships can be difficult. So when you're putting in that mentor-mentee attitude, you have to remember that the more time you put into it, the stronger bond you're going to have and the better commitment you're going to have to each other and the respectfulness on each side too. So that's what building each other up really means. Joining networking groups too is a big help also because then you can get them into different corners too and teaching them how to network. And maybe we'll do a podcast on networking one of these days too, because I think it's really important to do that. Okay. So actually I was talking a little fast, so it's only been a half hour, but I really want to open up for questions and stuff, but we do have some exciting news. Starting tomorrow, we have started a new podcast called The Mentor Moment. The Mentor Moment is something that kind of been brewing around in my head for a couple years now. And what it is, it's actually teaching and talking with other business owners and trying to get that next step to your business. So it's only going to be anywhere from 10 to 20 minutes long. It's nothing that really you have to do, but it'll be good because it's going to be about us, and it's going to be not just us, but all of us. I want to try to get people, maybe even famous people on there, uh, and just talking with them. And it's going to be fun. And maybe if you guys want to come on board and say something about it, that's really awesome too. Just, text me or uh, you can email me at www.dphomeinspectionfl@gmail.com or ask Dirk cmi@gmail.com. Either one of those will work and you can set up some time. So let's open up this for questions. It's only been a half hour and I kind of talked a little too fast, I think. Has anybody got any questions out there? But I think the big thing is that we really want to raise each other up, and hopefully we can all get together and we lock arms together and we can actually build something really, really cool together. So you're starting up with your husband, and he wants to know how to get customers. Getting customers uh, is a really easy thing to do, actually, believe it or not. Be open. Talk to people, talk to your friends. When you start thinking way too much into it, sometimes you get overwhelmed. So start with one realty group and maybe like Chamber of Commerce or something like that, and just go out there and say, "Hey, we're a new home inspection company. Would you be interested in shooting our name out there?" And 99% of the time, they're interested in new home inspectors. I don't like going to open houses, but I've heard a lot of people have really good success with that. A lot of times, those are new agents that are there, and if you hand out your business card to them, a lot of times they will get you on board too. But remember, when you go in there, be confident. You're the best, no matter what. You are the best. You've already went through all the programming more than anybody else has, more than realtors have. You know more. You know it. Just be confident in it and say, hey, this is what I want to do. Try using BNI too, the business networking. That works really good to get your name out there because basically all you want to do is get your face out there. If you're doing a lot of social media, I would recommend um, Business Networking International. You can go online and check that out. It has a bunch of, sorry, I'm reading the chat here. Uh, chambers and you can actually go to a network meeting and everybody kind of stands up, tells you what you do, what they ask for. And a lot of times they have a realtor there. A lot of times they have roofers there. They have contractors. They have a lot of people that are working the field. And so if you can network with them, get their information, make sure that you talk about them first. You want to get known, have them talk about themselves. And that's really so. What would you recommend to post on social media? So, good things to post about, and this is gonna sound really stupid, is animals. Okay, I live in Florida, so I have alligators. And not, I don't have them, but God still has them. I want them to stay away, but I'll take a picture of it and I'll post it on all the networking stuff and put it on from DNP Home Inspection. People sit there and comment on it. The more loud you be on social media, the more activity you get. Now, you can always put it out there and say, oh, check this out, what I was seeing on home inspections. Yeah, your 5 dogs would be great. Um, you know, you could actually, I don't know how good you are at editing, but you could put like your cute little dog and then Photoshop them up on the roof and, put something in there like, would you want your dog to do your next home inspection? No, me neither. Hire us. Something clever, quirky always gets the attention. I took a whole course on networking and it was ah, um, be loud. It was 10x. And I took this whole course on how to social media uh, basically push myself up there. I don't do too much on YouTube. It's really hard to get your niche on there, but I love doing videos. And so like doing this kind of stuff, I love it. It's a lot of fun. Just remember you're the boss and the whole world's a playground, so just make it your playground. Have fun with it first because if you seem desperate trying to get business, people are going to smell that and they're going to be like, yeah, I'm probably not going to work with that person. It just seemed like a little bit too much. A lot of times, like, you know, when you walk into the real estate office, you want to actually talk to the person at the desk. That's the person that's going to get you where you need to go. It's not, yeah, it's the realtors, but it's that person in the front desk. They're going to be the ones that are actually going to promote you, believe it or not. So those are the people that you really want to talk to. Uh, Walk around like Lowe's or Home Depot, or if you're from up north, Menards, which we don't have down here, which I kind of miss. But do we have to put anything on there that I just mentioned them? Can we get some money back on them? Anyways, you could go to those places, and when you see people that are looking at product, you can actually teach them about the product, and then, oh, here, I'm a home inspector. Here's my business card. So you can kind of do it that way too. There's a lot of avenues, and building your business is actually kind of fun, I think. Uh, but it does take time and it takes a little bit of money. A lot of times, like I'll do vendor fairs, and now I'm booked out almost 2 weeks now. I don't really need to do them, but I have fun doing it, and it's a challenge. Uh, I think so. Like a challenge, I love it. Yeah, I agree, Julie. Totally agree. It is a lot of fun, and if you make it fun, a lot of times people get way too serious in it, and then they start losing the aspect of why you want to do it. So that's why I try to put out there right away. Why do I want to do this? No matter what business it is, okay, who am I doing this for? Because if you got your why, you can get those people in that area. And there's certain like realtors I won't work with anymore because they're shady. And I'm okay with that. A lot of people are like, well, you're going to miss out on like $500 or something. Well, it's not worth the headache to deal with them. So I just say, we're not a good fit. So let's just try to find someone else. Matter of fact, I got some other home inspectors I'll recommend to you. So when I go on vacation, because of my mentor-mentee relationship, when I go on vacation, he's the first person that I give inspections to. And then he thanks me, and it works out really good. And he's the one that actually taught me or told me to join InterNACHI, and I'm really happy I did that too. So those are the people that you really want to keep in contact with and talk to other home inspectors. Don't be afraid of them. Some of them are going to be jerks. That's just the given. No matter where you go, they're going to be jerks. But a lot of the home inspectors that I've talked to, we went out to lunch together a couple times, and they're in my area. And guess what? When they go on vacation, who do they call? So there you go. So glad you can mention the contract. InterNACHI wants you to feel. Oh, Tanya, I didn't realize it was you that were writing this. There are contracts, agreements, templates. Yep. And you can use all that stuff. It's really awesome. InterNACHI really is a great resource. That's why I went from ASHI to InterNACHI because of the whole the whole aspect of what InterNACHI really does. Do you recommend house-to-house marketing? The house-to-house marketing now is now not so much the way it used to be. The house-to-house marketing, I'm not really good on throwaway stuff. Some people it works good with. It depends on what area you're in. Like I'm over in the Villages area of the Florida, and that's a lot of older people. I can't say old people because they're getting younger now that I'm getting older. Uh, they have mailers, and they actually work pretty decent there. I haven't tried them. I don't really like it. I think it's just trash. Personally, I like the social media. I like the Facebook. YouTube is another good source. Another thing is like TikTok, and do silly things on there too. If you're doing TikTok, get yourself out there, not just as the professional, but also as a human being. And a lot of people miss that part. Southern California. Now, you got a lot of Hispanic down there. So I would really recommend talking. There should be some networking groups out there, and I would really start networking. Like I said, maybe that's probably going to be our next um, webinar, I think. Let's talk about networking. I'll bring somebody in on that's a real professional. Yep. Bring attention. So make sure you're joining those groups. When you're in social media, join those groups that are, word of mouth groups. Those will really help you get going. And like I said, if you take a really weird picture and stuff, you want to get your name out there. That's it. It's not so much what you know, it's how much influence you're going to have on social media. So I gotta say, like my website's got over 26,000 views a month, and it's weird because I don't get that many inspections, but people know, hey, he's the guy for the info. So now that I got that reputation, now it's going to just keep flowing in that direction. So I would do the same thing. What do we got? Can help you with internet networking. Yep. Networking is, I really believe networking is a key because you don't know where you're going to be at. And when you're mentoring people, that's why I love to do this because it's like, it's so much fun to teach people these little tiny tricks that I've learned, and we can all kind of work together. And it's like, hey, have you tried this? No, I haven't tried that. Oh, I don't think I really want to try that. Well, I did some really weird things, like I did lip gloss for women, and tried that. A friend of mine, he did cup or coasters at a bar to get business. He said it didn't really work that well. He said he tried a lot of things. The best thing to do is the word of mouth. When you're continually doing a good service for good people, people are going to mention you. So one thing like I do is I say if you've had a home inspection in the last year and you're not satisfied with that home inspection, call me. I'll come back. I'll do it for free. And they're like, well, why would you do it for free? Because I love my job, number one, but everybody deserves a good home inspection. You can do what you want with the report, but I just love to help people. And so that's my main mantra, is to help people. And so if I can help people and if I can help you out, I definitely want to do it. Offer, yeah, 3 thermal imaging. I do that with all my home inspection. I actually raise my prices and then offer that in there so I can say, but you're going to go with this home inspector. He's going to charge you another $200 for that thermal, but I include that with mine, but my prices are also higher. So it's that marketing strategy to say, okay, so I raise my prices and then, oh, you're a friend of his. Oh, I'll give you $25 off. Guess what? I'm still making money. And all of a sudden they're doing all these, 4-point wind mitigation, things like that. And I'm still coming out ahead. So, marketing is kind of, when I was in the realtor business, we learned how to market professionally and to make a buck. And so by offering, hiring your prices and then offering a discount sometimes works too. One of my friends, he did 25% off, and then he raised his prices $100. So he actually came out 75% ahead. So that's other marketing tools that you can use. Now, depending on where you're at, what the market's like, and how many home inspectors are on there, and check them out too, because you want to make sure that your prices are comparable. You don't want to go way under budget because guess what? People understand that there's value, and when you underrate your value, that's when you really hurt not just yourself, but you're hurting everybody around you. So you don't want to do that. Let's see here. Oh, it was fantastic. He found me in the membership board. He is a CMI. Yeah, it's awesome. I love doing it. Um, yeah, that's about right. That's about where we're at. We charge about 300 to 350. I charge $450 uh straight up, and then I just kind of go up from there. Uh just depends on where you're at. I know people like in New York, I think they're charging like $700 for a home inspection. So that's and then they go up from there. But the cost of living's more. So you got to kind of juggle that. I think $300 is a little low for what you know. Personally, I think you start at 350, but I don't know where you're at either. It depends on what region you're in. Some places are going to be a little cheaper, and some places are going to be more higher. But you can even do a Google search on it. We just got sold on mold and radon. Where are you located at? Yeah, we used to do radon when I was in Minnesota. In Florida, it's not as common because everything is slab on grade. Where you got basements and stuff, it's a lot more. So I'm certified in it. I just never got really licensed in it. The mold and stuff, I've taken tons of courses on it, and I was supposed to hook up with a guy that's actually a mold assessor, and he was a biologist and everything else, and we still got to get together. But those are good programs that you can actually get some extra money off. I gotta say, Ben does have a great enthusiasm. I love the guy. Had a great conversation with him at the conference, and I can't wait to actually work with him a little bit more. Uh, County, it's a lot of farmers. Oh, mold is a really prevalent here in Florida too. I see it pretty much almost every inspection, and it all depends on how much mold there really is. And you have to take a sample outside and a sample inside to understand if you're really affected by it or if it's just higher qualities or whatever it is. Anyways, yeah, any other questions you guys have? See, my northern came out. I said you guys. I should be saying y'all now that I'm in Florida. Yeah, I hope everybody got some good information here. Really look forward to being a mentor if you're not a mentor and you have the experience. If you're looking for a mentor, go to InterNACHI.org and find yourself a really good mentor. There's a lot of them out there, really. And if I can help you in any way, definitely ask Dirk at, ask Dirk, CMI at gmail.com. I kind of use that for the webinar things. And if you want to be a guest on my podcast, feel free to shoot me over some info and we'll definitely make it happen. So there you go. I love InterNACHI too. It's great. Anyways, I think that's all we got, ain't it?
Well, we got Tanja. Tanja runs the InterNACHI Facebook page for mentoring, and she kind of is leading the mentoring program. And we brought her on so she can kind of, tell us a little bit about what's going on. And if you need to reach her or if you have any questions about mentorship, you can reach out to us directly. And Tanja, why don't you go ahead and just let everybody know?
Hello, everyone. So grateful to be part of this webinar. Thank you, Dirk, for allowing me to just step in just for a moment. We do have the mentoring Facebook group. Please feel free to join. Make sure you do answer those questions. They're just few, so we'll know if you're a mentor or if you're looking for a mentor. We definitely love this program. It's good just to have, as Dirk said, just that support, but we also have many states that also have requirements where this program is going to benefit them just to even be able to get their license. So this is a great program that we are super excited to have Dirk part of, as well as many other great mentors that we have. So do reach out. And Dirk did a great job with showing exactly how to get to that mentoring page in your account to be able to launch it and see exactly how to connect with other mentors. Again, we have that Facebook group as well. We are looking to just improve, and grow our mentorship program even more to be able to include more things, more hands-on, more contact, easily accessible to our mentors. It also sets up where you can see exactly the best way for you to contact them, whether it be via email, text, or call. Our mentors are in the field, so we have to keep in mind too that they are working, as well as being able to work with our inspectors and new inspectors that's coming out in the field. So again, thank you, Dirk, for allowing me to speak. Thank you, AJ, for this time as well. Feel free. I see AJ has included my contact. Feel free to reach out. Anything I can do to help.
Awesome. Well, Dirk, thank you for your time. Man, it's always a great treat when you come and do one of our webinars. It's always very educational, and I think people get, a bountiful wealth of knowledge whenever you talk. And Tanja, thank you for coming on and letting everyone know. Let's build it up. Let's build a better community, and let's help each other out, and let's make the business to the point where we can't charge in $1,000 per inspection. That'd be nice. All right, everybody. Go out and make it.
Yeah,
Have a
thank
happy
you guys. Appreciate it.